What is going on, everyone? Welcome to this training on the proven 5-step formula to lose weight with intermittent fasting. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Ben Richardson. I'm a personal trainer, I'm a nutrition coach, I'm also a chemical engineer, and in this training, I am going to show you my proven 5-step formula to lose weight with intermittent fasting. So I've been doing intermittent fasting for over 4 years now to lose weight and keep it off. Back in the day when I was interested in getting into it, I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of YouTube content and bought weight loss programs from guys like Brad Pilon, Kino Body's Greg O'Gallagher, and the Hodge twins. They're big YouTubers, and all of these guys were huge proponents of intermittent fasting back in the day, and I'm pretty sure most of them still are. But anyways, I got really big into some of these guys' methods for intermittent fasting, and I got really good results with them. And my way of doing things is kind of a combination of all three of these guys' ways. So this was me when I first started off. This was me before I started using this strategy that I am about to show you. I was overweight, I was actually obese according to the BMI scale, and I was just miserable. I felt bad, I was not confident about myself, and I knew I needed to make a change in my life. And my younger brother had gotten really good results with intermittent fasting, so that's what kind of got me into doing research and seeing what it was all about, and I found something that worked good for me. And I'm going to tell you guys later on that it didn't just work good for me, it's worked well for other people as well. But anyway, this is me now. This is me after I've been using this strategy for years now. And I still, to this day, because it is so effective and it works so well, I still use this strategy to lose weight and to keep it off. So really the biggest thing to succeeding with intermittent fasting is that you have to make it easy. I call this the lazy man's method to intermittent fasting because it's absolutely effortless. And like I said, that's the key to getting good results. The main thing is you need something that you can follow easily. The fasting eating window, it really doesn't matter as much as you think. I think one of the common shortcomings of intermittent fasting is that fasting for longer and eating in a shorter eating window, that's the way to go and that'll get you better results. That's not necessarily the case. You want to stick to something that's simple so that you can be consistent for weeks, months, and in my case, even years. So I'm straight up giving you the keys to the Ferrari because I had to implement a lot of this and do a lot of testing on myself. I was sort of the guinea pig for this method, and I've taught it to other people as well. And it really is a bulletproof, proven method to lose weight with intermittent fasting. So if we come over here to the actual guide that you can download, this is what you're going to see. We're just going to go over the plan overview. I'm just going to go over this with you guys. So step number 1. You're just going to fast for the first 4 to 6 hours after you wake up in the morning. This is the easiest way to do it. It doesn't matter because when you sleep for 7 or 8 hours, you should be sleeping that much. But when you sleep throughout the night, you are in a fasted state. And then if you extend that fast just a few hours after you wake up from sleeping 7 to 8 hours, aka fasting for 7 to 8 hours, then that's going to put you in a pretty long fast. And most people eat dinner at least a couple hours before they go to bed. So you're looking at a solid 14 to 18 hour fast here, even if you just do this. And then step number 2, while you are fasted, if you find yourself getting hungry, you can drink 0-calorie beverages like black coffee, 0-calorie energy drinks, diet sodas, flat water, flavored water, sparkling water, whatever. Any of these drinks are pretty effective at blunting your hunger during your fast. I'm a huge fan of black coffee. I love black coffee. One of the advantages of black coffee while you're fasted is that the caffeine really does hit you a little bit harder. And here with the 0-calorie energy drinks, that's gonna have some caffeine in it, and that's gonna give you a nice little jolt. But anyway, I actually like to do my most daunting tasks at work while I am fasted in the morning, sipping on my black coffee, because it really does send me into this really focused state where the caffeine's hitting me hard and I have this heightened energy, if you will. So anyway, you can use these drinks to blunt your hunger so that you can push through this fasting period if you find yourself getting hungry. And then when you break your fast, step number 3, you want to break your fast with a small but very filling meal around lunchtime. And this meal should be around 400 to 600 calories with a pretty moderate amount of protein. That's what you want this meal to look like. So it is a small and a lighter lunch. But the reason I am a big fan of having a really light lunch is because when I eat a lot of food for lunch, it makes me feel weighed down and tired in the afternoon. So let's say I usually eat lunch at about 12 o'clock. And if I have a huge lunch and I just pig out, I'm not going to want to keep working throughout the afternoon. So I like doing this to stay productive throughout the afternoon and get a lot of work done. So that's what your lunchtime should look like. And again, make sure that you eat a moderate amount of protein because protein is very filling. If you feel full and you eat a good amount of protein, losing weight is going to be easy because you're going to feel full. And when you feel full, you're not going to want to eat as much food. When you don't want to eat as much food, that is what's going to put you in a decent calorie deficit, and that's how you're going to lose weight. And then step number 4 is to eat a large meal for dinner in the evening. This will be about 4 or 6 hours after your first meal around lunchtime. You don't have to stick to this exact 4 to 6 hour, maybe it's 8 hours after you break your fast up here, whatever. But dinner time will typically, for most people, fall around 4 to 6 hours after lunchtime. And this meal should be around 1,100 to 1,400 calories with a large amount of protein. Because again, protein will help keep you full, and that's going to make it easier for you to eat in a calorie deficit. Now, step number 5 is to incorporate some kind of fruit as a bridge snack. You can do 1 or 2 servings of fruit as a bridge snack before or after either one of your meals if you do find yourself struggling a lot with hunger. I like doing things like apples or bananas, berries, oranges, etc. Any serving of fruit usually does the trick here to kind of blunt your hunger, or at least keep your hunger at bay. And the reason I like fruit is because fruit is very good at restoring glycogen levels, and that usually, because there's a lot of nutrients in fruits, that's going to do a good job keeping your hunger at bay. So that's why I do specifically recommend fruit. So you guys can go through just some of my favorite meals that I personally like to eat. So around here, a few servings of low-fat cottage cheese with some fruit, some flavored Greek yogurt, some fat-free flavored Greek yogurt, an omelet with a few whole eggs and a few cups of egg whites, fried corn tortillas with low-fat cheese. These are pretty decent options as far as a smaller meal to have for lunch, and these are pretty filling. But you can feel free to refer to the meal plan for other ideas and stuff. These are just some of my favorite ones. And then for the big meal or dinner time, a couple options. Ones that I like to go to are a couple chicken breasts with some roasted potatoes and maybe some broccoli or some cauliflower on the side to keep you full. 8 to 12 ounces of 93.7 lean ground beef with rice. You don't want to go for the very fatty lean ground beef if you do happen to be a meat eater. I'm a meat eater and I eat meat, but I know not everyone does. But anyway, you don't want to go for the fatty stuff of meat, whether it's, here sirloin is another thing. Sirloin is a lean steak. It's a lean cut of beef, and that's what you want to go with. So make sure you just pay attention to the fat content of meats that you're eating. So sirloin cooked in butter and, with a sweet potato, that's an awesome dinner right there. 8 ounces of baked wild-caught salmon with asparagus and potatoes, another awesome dinner. And, 8 ounces of shrimp cooked in butter, served with some white or brown rice. All of these are some of my favorite go-to dinners. But again, refer to the meal plan if you don't like any of these options. And then down here, here's a good macronutrient split. Really, the big takeaway with this is you want a balance of all 3 of these. So don't cut carbs, don't cut fat out of your diet, and eat a decent amount of protein. And then right here, the refeed day, once per week, add about 600 calories to your diet. And ideally, you'll do this on a Friday or a Saturday because that's on the weekends. That's usually when people like to eat big. But you can keep the first meal the same and then have a gigantic meal later on, or you can make both meals about the same calories. It doesn't really matter. But once per week, you do want to ramp up your calorie intake. This is just great for sustainability too. I mean, there's other reasons like it keeps your metabolism ramped up while you're eating less food. So it's definitely advantageous. I don't like to think of this as a cheat day, but that's kind of what it is. To me personally, I think viewing things as cheating kind of implies that you don't need to be disciplined to reach your goals. So that's why I don't really like the term cheat day, but that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. So this is the strategy. This is the breakdown step-by-step strategy to lose weight with intermittent fasting. So like I mentioned, I am not the only one who has had success with this strategy. One of my clients, Katie, she has been using this strategy and she dropped 20 pounds in 2 months using this 5-step intermittent fasting method. She lost about 3 inches off of her waist and she feels more confident and more energetic. She's also a full-time saleswoman and a mother of 3 kids. By the way, all 3 of her kids, at the time of this recording at least, all of them are younger than 3. So needless to say, she's got her hands more full than 90% of people on this planet. If she can do it, so can you. Because despite that, despite being as busy as she is and as much going on in her life as she has, she started following this intermittent fasting routine and she still lost a good amount of weight because it's that simple. And then there's Ian. So Ian signed up for my full stack nutrition program sometime around December, and at the end of March, he had leaned down 40 pounds. So in a little over 3 months, using all of the strategies that I teach in my full stack nutrition program, he was able to accomplish this, which is absolutely amazing. He also achieved his black belt in kickboxing, and he told me that it would have been impossible if he'd not lost all this weight. Now, my 5-step formula to losing weight with intermittent fasting, that is only one of the strategies that I teach. If you want access to my full stack nutrition program, click the link below. It's an 8-week program that is designed for anyone to be able to lose weight quickly and keep it off for the rest of their life. Because here's the thing, when I started losing weight, I didn't just want to lose weight and reach some arbitrary goal or lean down or whatever, go on some diet. I tried keto. I tried Atkins. I tried going vegan for a few weeks. I even tried fasting for 4 days in a row just to lose weight. I tried the carnivore diet. I tried paleo. All of those I was able to kind of get results with, but I was not able to keep weight off forever using any of those diets or any of those strategies. But eventually I cracked the code and I teach everything that I learned in my full stack nutrition program. So if you want to learn more, click the link below and submit an application and I will be in touch with you.